The chapter begins by showing a beautiful blue sky and a tall building with blue windows. In the new frame, we see a young guy who tells his father that he has achieved some success. The hero looks at him, but with a pathetic look, he doesn't even notice him. Next, we find out that this guy is a cool director who has 10 million productions under his belt. His name is Park Chan-hyun. He abruptly changed direction by founding a film production company and achieved good success there. Afterwards, we see his son, the heir, who informs his father that he received an award for a short film. His son's name is Park Moon-soo. The hero is confident in himself and demands a promotion from his father to become a film director, since he gave his word that he would fulfill his promise. His father is in no hurry to give him a chance and says that he needs to repeat his past success again. The hero gets angry. This infuriates him, and he tells his father that he promised to give him the director's chair. Dad puts on a serious face and makes it clear to him that he is still green for such matters, saying that an investor would hardly easily accept such a young newcomer into his ranks. The hero is really furious at this news, showing a dissatisfied face towards his dad. As it turned out, the father changed his mind and decided to meet his son, giving him a chance to show his talent in this matter. The hero looks at all this with a surprised expression on his face, probably wondering how this happened. The hero showed pathos and reports that he will easily fulfill his duties and believes that his father's promise is not a lie. In the next shot, our hero is relaxing in a cafe and tells his friends that he wants to make a short film and involve them in the work. Next, his friend asks our boy to share pieces of meat with him. His funny friend has a chubby appearance, and while eating food, his friends tease him about the fact that he eats a lot of food. Park Moon-soo is a kind guy who, with a pleasant smile on his face, allows his friend to eat whatever his heart desires. Our glutton screams in a joyful mood and enjoys the fact that he can eat everything. Next, the hero turns to these two beautiful girls, saying what food they prefer most. One of the girls says that she will agree if the other girl also takes the initiative and agrees. The new frame shows the appearance of one of the girls. She is beautiful. She has a cute face, glasses, and beautiful purple hair. A beautiful girl with glasses expresses her opinion that she will definitely think about agreeing. Then he leaves the cafe saying goodbye to his friends, and they say that they don't mind getting together again. His chubby friend, leaving, reports that he is helping one of their drunken friends get home safe and sound. The girl who was seen wearing glasses in a cafe talking with the hero says that it is not evening yet, and she is ready to rest some more. Next, we see some guy lying drunk in bed and making various sounds in his sleep. As it turned out, this guy is in our hero's house in a drunken state after drinking a lot of alcohol. Next, the hero looks in someone's direction and addresses someone by name, calling the name Dahi. As a result, we then see the same girl with glasses with purple hair who offers everyone a drink together. In the new slide, the hero talks about her appearance, saying that despite the fact that she is wearing ordinary clothes, he understands that her figure is very beautiful. The next frame shows her beautiful face, and we clearly see that the hero is lucky to have such a beauty talking to him. The hero continues to spend time with her and drink different drinks and have different conversations with her. During the conversation, this girl tells the main character that she agrees to take part in the event that she was asked to do when they were in the cafe. The hero rejoices, smiles, and during the conversation says whether she will definitely cope with her responsibilities. The new shot makes it clear to us that she will be busy and that her grades may drop. But as it turned out, she really likes this proposal, so she is 99% likely to agree. The hero looks at her with such a strong, bright gaze, and he probably thinks that it is very good that she agrees. She looks at him with such a gaze of surprise, and her face betrays strong emotions. He looks at her, and she in turn looks at his face with such a sweet look. In general, there was an awkward pause between them. Both heroes could not find the right words for each other at such a romantic moment. But their sweet time was interrupted by their sleeping friend, who caught them just in time, asking if the girl had really confessed to the hero. The girl, of course, according to the classics of the genre, denied everything, notifying that it was about cinema, saying that she liked films. As a result, the friend got them, and then he began to feel sick, and the girl urgently demanded that he run to the toilet. Puck looks at this sweet picture of their relationship, and is glad that he has such a cheerful company. The next day, the hero and his friends are having lunch in the dining room, and perhaps some kind of conversation will begin between them. Something during their lunch and asks him if he knows about this news he wants to ask about. It turns out that a certain actress returned to drama school for just a couple of days, and his friend decided to tell him about it. This girl with a cute face showed herself well as an actress, making her film debut and successfully gaining 1 million likes. The hero immediately decided to keep up and follow her to offer her the main role, since our hero is a novice director. His friend stands rooted to the spot in amazement and wonders why he is so happy and looks in a very cool mood. The hero yells at the entire audience, shouting to everyone around him that that actress is a crazy beautiful girl. This alone is enough reason to take her for a role in a movie. Next, the hero walks around the theater and looks for the beauty throughout the building, hoping to attract her to art. Park Moon-soo stands with a very positive mood and says that it is necessary to find out where this girl is in order to finally attract her to art. Then we see her distant silhouette, where she looks from afar at the main character, realizing that he is looking for him throughout the theater. The actress running around the building eventually decided to hide around the corner in the hope that the hero would never find her. Probably she didn't want to see him. One of the main character's friends found it by turning it on. With his Witcher's instincts, he decided that he looked like the Witcher Geralt of Rivia. Next, the hero goes in the direction indicated by his friend to finally find this beautiful actress. The girl continues to hide from him in the hope that he will not be able to find her, but hope dies last. As a result, the hero finds her and looks in her direction and sees her running away from him as fast as she can. The hero shouts after her and asks her to stop because he wants to tell her something important. Then he continues to run quickly like Sonic the Hedgehog, hoping to catch her so quickly that she does not have time to escape from him. The hero yells at her, telling her to watch her step, because one careless movement and she will fall down the stairs. We see her trying unsuccessfully to get away from him, but it looks like she won't succeed and will lose this sprint. The protagonist's predictions were true, and she actually began to fall straight down the stairs. He rushed to her aid like a superhero from Marvel Comics, hoping to catch her so that she wouldn't fall and break. The hero's attempt to save her from danger was successful, and by clearly catching him, he saved her life, which will probably definitely influence her to agree to the offer to act in a movie. After he saved her, she sees the savior before her eyes and gives a surprised look to the superhero who saved her. The actress looks with such amazement and bright, beautiful eyes, and her gaze turns to him saying, "Hey," and after such a heroic act, she looks at him and sees that he passed out after a superhero landing. Trying to bring him to his senses, she screams for him to wake up because she is worried about him because he risked his life. Then we see how our hero passed out, and our beauty unsuccessfully tries to wake him up so that he returns to normal. Waking up, he sees this beauty in front of him, and cannot believe his eyes that this incredibly beautiful girl is with him now. In the next frame, we see the hospital where our hero probably ended up after such an incredible, heroic deed. We see how he woke up and his friend was sitting next to him and asked if everything was okay with him. Puck lies there and with great surprise on his face cannot believe that he is in the hospital. The hero gets out of bed and asks his friends in what state the girl he saved at the cost of his life is now in. Then we see how she came and told him that everything was fine with her, and the hero was apparently glad that she was not hurt. The hero looks at her like an angel and cannot believe his eyes that all this really happened to him. Continuing their dialogue, she asks if our superhero is doing well because he risked his life for her. During the conversation, he asked the question why he was looking for her everywhere, and apparently in the next frame we will get the answer. The hero extends the conversation and notifies her that he wants her to take part in his films. In this conversation, she asks him if he really wanted her to take part in the filming. During their conversation, the girl unexpectedly showed arrogance, making it clear that she was not a bird of his own flight, saying how could he even propose this idea. After her words, the hero began to feel uneasy. In addition, he began to whine, shouting that his head was hurt during his superhero landing. The hero continues to whine like a little spoiled girl, shouting to everyone around how bad he feels, and his friends try to calm him down. His friend tries unsuccessfully to put his thoughts in order and calm him down, but to no avail, the hero hears nothing. Puck continues to throw a tantrum by continuing to yell and scream that his head will soon burst from pain. As a result, the hero managed to convince this beauty with all these antics to agree to participate in his films. The hero instantly came into a good mood, smiled at the girl in response to her consent, and said thank you. But that was not the case, and she again turned on her evil character and said that she would agree only after reading the script. Puck, in order not to anger her further, simply smiled and decided to agree with her demands so that she would not change her mind. As a result, the denouement ended with her agreeing and asking him to notify her as soon as the script is ready. In the next frame, for some reason she decided to turn to him. Probably she wants to add something and say some words to the hero. Coming closer, she took the phone in her hands and asked him if this smartphone was his property. As a result, after their conversation, the main character saved her phone number in the list of numbers and she leaves in a good mood. The next frame takes us to some unknown people sitting in a restaurant and discussing something. Among them is a very beautiful girl with purple hair who has a nice time with them. One of these men decided to take the initiative and offered this beauty a drink to attract her attention. The expression on the girl's face clearly shows that she is not at all happy that this man decided to attract her attention. During their conversation, this guy tells this lady about our main character, who easily won an award for a short film. In the next frame, we see unknown dudes discussing our hero, noting what a cool guy he is, saying that all his successes were made on time. This girl with purple hair, listening to conversations about this guy, looks at all this and is surprised at what happened. The man next to her asks her if she could have once starred in one of that guy's films. This girl, having learned all the necessary information, expressed a personal desire to soon meet this new director. The next picture shows a hero sitting at a laptop at home. His friends are sitting nearby and relaxing. His friend asks him to give the number of the beautiful actress whom he saved because he wants to call her on a date, to which the hero said that he will not give the number. The hero tells his friends that he will contact her only when he prepares a script for the film. His friends declared a revolt against him, telling him that he was very arrogant since if only he could communicate with her, this does not mean that others do not have the right to do so. Friends continue to whine, considering their friend an arrogant dude who is sorry to just give this beauty's number. The hero is clearly fed up with this, and he clearly tells them that they are annoying him by not allowing him to write the script for the film. In the end, the friends calmed down and decided not to pester their friend with personal wishes anymore, and he decided to forgive them. In the next frame, friends suggest walking around the city and asking different girls for their phone number in order to interest them. Talking about something, what exactly is not yet clear. It looks like the guy is thinking about this girl, and different emotions are popping up in his head when he sees her in his head. He keeps thinking about her and pictures her image in his head, thinking about her beautiful appearance. Then he stops thinking about her, reminding her that he is a director and that he needs to think about work and not dream about a girl. The hero continues to think about her and imagines her image in his head as he holds the phone and looks at her. Park Moon-soo tries his best to concentrate on work so as to stop thinking about it, because work is more important to him. In the new slide, we see how he looks at the phone that received some kind of dial tone from an unknown subscriber. It turns out that the call came from this girl, and the hero is wondering what happened since she decided to call him. Continuing the conversation, we see her hand holding a glass of water and she says that she feels like she was deceived. After these words, we see her face in close-up. It shows that she is dissatisfied with something and looks at the hero with a dissatisfied look. Well, what happened next you will find out in the next chapter. Like it so that the next chapter comes out faster. The new chapter greets us with the fact that this beauty continues their conversation in a cafe and drinks a variety of drinks. Further in the frame, we see that the girl overdid it and drank a lot. I hope that she has enough strength to conduct a dialogue in good condition. After she drank, she continued the conversation, saying that she clearly remembered what she was going to say. The specific answer was whether she would take part in the movie after reading the script. The hero is glad that she is still interested in his offer to act in a movie. The heroine looks at him with not super joyful eyes, and an awkward silence arose between them. As a result, she completely agreed with some of the requirements, meaning that all the actions that will take place on the set, she herself will decide what to do with them. The hero, to put it mildly, is surprised that the girl is downloading her license and demands independence on the set. He probably wants complete control over the filming process. During their verbal battle, she says that since she is the main character in the films, all decisions will depend only on her. The hero was persuaded, and she finally calmed down. Thus their long argument came to an end, and perhaps their cooperation would be good. She looks at all this with a not very good mood, showing a dissatisfied face and combing her hair with her hands. After their conversation in a cafe, we see how the girl had too much to drink and the hero, standing nearby, helps her not to go crazy. Holding hands, the hero asks her address with the opportunity to take her home, since in this state she clearly cannot get there alone. Next, we see that she still cannot return to normal, so she looks at the hero without understanding what is happening. In general, she is angry with him, telling him that she does not want to tell him the address of the house where she lives, because if he reveals the address of the hut, it will be a problem for her. Is obliged to leave somehow in a civil way, because staying in this state is not the best idea for her. She continues to attack the hero, because he does not back down, asking her to tell her where he lives. The girl doesn't miss a beat and tells the boy that she's fed up with everything, and he also says that he's leaving for the hotel and waves his hands goodbye to him. The hero, looking after her, thinks whether it is worth leaving her alone in such a place, and most likely he will decide to follow her. Our girl, as usual, has problems with balance, and she falls to the ground again. Looking at this picture, we see that the hero clearly will not have time to save her. As a result, she fell and, in fact, will now be forced to accept help from our main character, since a man is obliged to help a girl in trouble. She looks at him and sees how he helps her get up to help her get to the hotel safe and sound. Their walk ended with her agreeing that our prince on a white horse would take her to the hotel so that nothing would happen to her. As we see, he brought her to the hotel, and she still can't get back to normal after having a lot of fun in the city. Next, she tells this guy why he followed her into her room, and tells him that if he decides to do something nasty, she will immediately report him to the cops. The hero tries to calm her down by telling her that everything will be fine, and that he will be a respectable citizen and will not do anything wrong. Continuing their communication, the guy brings to the attention that they have been communicating for quite a long time, and she is still not going to trust him. Turning in his direction, she asks him if they are really that close since he so confidently believes that they can already be close friends. We see her surprised eyes and a soft blush on her face. Apparently, she decided to go to the meeting and agree to close communication. An awkward silence arose between them, and it looks like this moment will soon develop into a sweet romance, and the hero looks at her as if he had filled his mouth with water. She asks him why he liked her so much, keeping in mind that there are a lot of good actors in the faculty besides her. Listening to her questions, the hero answers her that he agreed to work with her because he considers her very beautiful and a wonderful girl. Then he continues to say that this girl has two qualities, beauty and good acting, so he wants to cooperate with this person. The girl likes his compliments, and she burst into a smile, and their further communication will be easier than it seemed at first glance. He asks her if she often hears such compliments. She doesn't say anything, and continues to smile sweetly with her eyes closed. They continue to walk around the hotel together holding hands, and she has already fallen in love with him and burst into a smile, and the hero continues to say that she is the most beautiful girl in the world. They continue to look into each other's eyes, and our boy still praises her for her appearance and says that she is a wonderful woman. They still can't help but admire each other, and the girl with a sweet look watches him enjoy her beauty. In the next frame, the boy and this girl decided to have a snack, and the hero took ice cream out of his bag and handed it to the girl, and she happily started eating. She continues to eat ice cream because young people always like this delicacy, and in the summer this dessert is just right. The main character, watching this cool moment, rejoices at how the girl happily eats ice cream. The new shot clearly showed how our boy and this girl are eating ice cream, and it looks like this dessert is really top. She looks at him with such a look and sees how cool and pleasant it is for him to eat this delicious ice cream with her. After they ate the ice cream, our heroes decided to move around a little and start fighting and find out if this girl could defeat him. Continuing the stubborn struggle, the girl is unable to gain the upper hand so easily, and she already says that it's time to call it a day and end their struggle. The new chapter greets us with the fact that we see a car driving along the road in some direction, and from it we hear some voices. As it turns out, the girl who was playing fight with our main character in the last chapter is sitting in the car, and we see that sitting in the car she is talking to someone. During the conversation, the driver who was carrying her in the car asked why she was in such a tired state, to which he replied that she was very tired. During this car ride, she sits and looks out the window, and thoughtfully thinks about her moral and physical states. Looking at her, we see how she says that there are days when she goes into a variety of memories, and this is her reflection. The new frame shows our hero sitting at the computer, doing something there, probably related to his work. He looks at the laptop with an incomprehensible grin and a thoughtful look. He also seems to be tired of that fight with the girl. The guy remembers yesterday and talks about how hard they fought, and it looks like he doesn't mind starting the second round. And the way during their struggle she tried to somehow resist, but it was not easy for her either. But on the other hand, she was not so disgusted with playing with him. The hero finished remembering that day, and sees how he received a message from that girl where she says that he should notify her immediately as soon as the script is ready. Sitting at the computer, a mysterious girl in glasses turns to her, asking if he is okay, to which he replies that everything is okay. In the new frame, we see a girl looking at her smartphone and reading messages where they write all sorts of nonsense to her. This girl continues to look at her smartphone and respond to haters who write unpleasant things to her. Then when she walks, she accidentally bumps into our hero who is standing at the drink machine, and she may have recognized him. Turning around, she looks at him with an amazing look and facial expressions, and he doesn't seem to understand what's happening. Next, we see a clear shot of how we were shown in more detail the beautiful face of this girl. She has a cute face and purple hair. Looking at the boy, she decided to be the first to ask a question and take the initiative, so she tells him his name and clarifies whether that's his name. In the conversation, he notices and asks her how she knows his real name, to which we will receive an answer in the next frame. As a result, during their conversation, she says that she is pleased to meet him and says that she is Professor Ryu Hana from the theater department. The hero happily tells her that he is very glad to meet her, and it looks like their sweet acquaintance will develop into something interesting. Then the hero, with a surprised look on his face, asks her if they could have crossed paths somewhere, but he may not remember this. The surprise is that she tells him that the reason she knows him is because she once acted in his father's films. She continues the conversation and asks him what he is doing here. Maybe he has extra classes here, to which he says no, saying that he is working on a script. This beautiful girl praises him and notes that he is quite a diligent person since he took on his work so responsibly. Then she asks how the work on the script is going and if she can see his finished script in the future. And she also gives him a business card so that he can contact her. Our boy is all smiles and is enjoying the fact that this girl is interested in him, and he will obviously be grateful for her attention. Having finished their conversation, she leaves and he looks at her, follows her with his eyes, and sees what a nice girl she really is. This girl is very beautiful, and the hero continues to look in her direction, saying to himself how sweet and beautiful she is. The new frame meets our hero, who is sitting at work and working hard, probably on a script that he promised to show to 2 girls. While working on the script, he apparently decided to consult with the girl sitting at the computer opposite him. This girl looks no worse than those 2. She has bright hair and glasses on her face. Then she begins to look more closely at the boy with the possibility of attracting his attention because the girl is secretly in love with him. He still sits stubbornly and works on the script, and the girl continues to look at him. It seems the guy is clearly not deprived of beauty and pathos, which is why she is interested in him. The guy finally discovered that this girl was watching him, and it was clear from her that her face was red from such an awkward moment. He decided to ask her where the other guys were, and what the others were doing in general, and to clarify whether she had seen them. To which he immediately receives an answer from her, and she says that all those whom he asked her about are now visiting the internet cafe. Continuing the pleasant conversation, she adds that those about whom our hero asked her have now found a part-time job where there is a girl with a beautiful appearance. And in this shot, we see the hero's face from not the best angle, where he asks if they all decided to work there all night long. The new slide shows us one of the hero's friends about whom he asked a girl with glasses, and we see that this chubby dude is sitting in a cafe, and we also notice how the girl brought him food. Here we see the girl's face. She has red hair and beautiful eyes, and also the fact that all the guys in this establishment are looking and admiring her beauty. This chubby dude continues to eat and chat with his friends about how that girl is very beautiful. He apparently eats so much that he is probably easily ready to eat even an elephant. In the new slide, we see her appearance more clearly and in detail, and understand that this girl is very pretty. She has red hair and a sweet face.